Welcome back to Unlock, Empower, Transform with Che Blackmon, the podcast where we turn leadership theory into transformation reality. I'm your host, Che, and if this is your first time joining us, welcome to episode 8 of what I like to call your weekly dose of leadership straight talk. Now, I don't know about you, but summer has me thinking about fresh starts and bold moves. And speaking of bold moves, today we're diving into something that literally changed my entire approach to organizational transformation: developing a high-value vision that actually works. You know what's fascinating? I've watched countless leaders craft beautiful vision statements that sound impressive in boardrooms, but fall completely flat when it comes to inspiring their teams. Today, we're fixing that. Let me paint you a picture. A few years back, I was working with a manufacturing plant where the leadership team had spent months creating what they called their transformational vision. Beautiful words, fancy graphics, the whole 9 yards. But here's the thing: their turnover rate was still through the roof, and employees were literally rolling their eyes during company meetings. Sound familiar? The problem wasn't their intention, it was their approach. They were building vision statements instead of vision experiences. So today I'm walking you through the exact step-by-step process from chapter 4 of my book, High Value Leadership. The same framework that helped that manufacturing plant not only reduce turnover by 40%, but actually have employees recruiting their friends to work there. Most leaders think they know their why, but they're operating on surface level. We're going deeper. Your vision needs to answer this: what transformation are we creating in people's lives? Not, we want to be the best or we want to increase profits. Those aren't transformation statements, they're ego statements. Here's where most vision development goes sideways. You can't create authentic organizational vision without understanding the personal values of your people. The magic happens at the intersection. I learned this the hard way early in my career when I tried to implement a teamwork-focused culture in an organization that hired and rewarded pure individual achievement. The disconnect was real and, frankly, embarrassing. Vision isn't a statement you read, it's a story you live. Your vision should paint such a clear picture that someone can walk into your organization and immediately feel what you're building. Now, let's put this to work. Grab something to write with because we're doing this together. I want you to think about the best day you've ever had at work, not the day you got promoted or won an award, the day when everything just clicked, when you felt completely aligned with what you were doing and why you were doing it. Got it? Now write down 3 things. 1, how did you feel about yourself that day? 2, how did you impact others around you? 3, what made that day feel different from every other day? Take 30 seconds and pause this video. Now here's the key question. If every day in your organization felt like that day, what would be different? That's your vision foundation right there. But here's what separates high-value vision from feel-good fluff: specificity. Your vision needs to be specific enough that someone can walk away and know exactly what success looks like. Not just engaged employees, but employees who proactively solve problems and recommend friends for open positions. This is where my corporate experience really shows up. I've seen too many visions die because they sounded great in conference rooms, but crumbled under operational pressure. Your vision has to work on Monday morning when the printer breaks, the client is upset, and someone called in sick. If it doesn't inspire action in the chaos, it's not a vision, it's decoration. Now, if you're thinking, Che, this sounds great, but I need more structure, you're absolutely right. In my book, I've got complete templates, assessment tools, and implementation guides that take you through this entire process step by step. But here's what I want you to do this week: your summer leadership challenge. Take that exercise we just did and share it with 3 people on your team. Ask them the same questions. See what patterns emerge. Because here's the truth: vision development isn't a solo sport. The most powerful visions are co-created, not dictated. And if you're ready to go deeper, I'm launching my High Value Leadership Accelerator course this fall. It's going to be an intensive experience where we build not just vision, but the entire cultural transformation system. Think of it as your leadership MBA. but without the theoretical fluff and with all the real world application. Here's what I know after 2 decades of transformation work. Every high performing organization I've ever worked with had one thing in common: a vision so clear and compelling that people felt pulled toward it rather than pushed into it. That manufacturing plant I mentioned earlier, their new vision wasn't just words on a wall, it became the filter for every hiring decision, every performance conversation, and every strategic choice. That's the power of high value vision development. Before we wrap up, make sure you grab your free Shield Resilience Strategy Guide. It's linked in the show notes, and it's the perfect companion to today's challenge because developing vision requires resilience, and resilience requires strategy. I want to hear how your summer leadership challenge goes. Comment and tell me what surprised you most about your Vision Foundation exercise. Did any patterns emerge that you weren't expecting? Thursday, we're talking about something I'm passionate about: the authenticity advantage, why vulnerable leaders win. Until then, keep unlocking, keep empowering, and keep transforming. I'm Che Blackmon, and this has been Unlock, Empower, Transform.